Hello, welcome to an episode of Make It Yum. I'm Sadhana and my intention is to inspire you, to enable you, to maybe even guide you to make some yummy, nutritious, wholesome food without any recipes. Welcome back. It's been a minute. Make It Yum 2.0. We're going to kick things off with a how-to series, which are going to be recipes, food items, ideas that can be your bread and butter for a whole range of things. Today we're going to be making ghee, which is clarified butter. Growing up, my mom just always had a container of it around on any dish, particularly the spicy ones. Big dollop of ghee would just go right on, helps a lot with the spiciness, and also just enhances the flavor. It's really great because it's shelf stable. You just keep it in a container, leave it out. I like to have it around my kitchen now, just in case I want to enhance something that I've already made. So let's go ahead and get started. To make ghee, all you need is butter. It's the only ingredient in ghee because that's literally what it is. So we have the local butter, and you need a pan to melt your butter, a metal strainer to get out the milk solids, then a little container to store your ghee in. So I'm gonna turn on my stove to medium heat. I'm gonna do this entire container of butter. Your butter will make noise as soon as it hits the pan, and you'll start to see color right away. We're not going to stir this at all. Be gentle when you throw your butter in. It is hot, crackly oil. Safety first. I'm just going to wait for the butter to melt here. You can totally stir the pan slightly or just swirl it just to ensure even browning and cooking of the butter. But no need to stir it vigorously or anything. In this stage, when you're burning the little milk solid bits, basically that's creating brown butter, which can be used in all sorts of baking recipes. That's my favorite thing to do with it. Once you make the brown butter, ghee is the separation from that. So the brown part is the milk solids, which we don't keep, and we keep the clarified part of the butter, which is a little bit more pure. We're gonna keep cooking this until it stops making all these sounds. So it'll still be cooking and bubbly, but once it stops making all these crackly, poppy, bubbly sounds, we'll know it's ready to be strained. So you can hear that it's a little bit quieter, and you can see some of the milk solids starting to form. I'm still gonna give it a little bit more time because I think it has a little bit more ways to go, but as I'm swirling, I can see some nice color. Now our butter that's cooking is more or less totally solid, so I'm gonna stop cooking this. So I'm gonna take it off the heat, and then I'm just gonna leave this to cool slightly because working with oil butter this hot is not the best, not the safest. So our butter is slightly cooled, and all I'm gonna do is run it through a mesh sieve, a mesh strainer, into my container. So you might see some tiny little bits of the brown burnt milk solids that might have escaped and gotten into your ghee. No problemo. There's not a problem at all if it's not perfectly clear, because nothing is. Still tasty, still shelf stable, and your ghee is good. Right now, since we just made our ghee, it's super liquidy, but if you leave it to set up a little bit, it's gonna become a little bit more solid, similar to the consistency of butter. Surprise, because that's what it is. Just let it hang out on your counter. So a way that I like to have my ghee is particularly on dishes that I make that are a little bit more Indian inspired. And now time for the ghee. So mixing the rice with the lentils or basically with anything in my language. My mother tongue Tamil is called Passenger, which I guess is a mix of Tamil and the ing gerund of English. So that's what I'm doing here, and I can't wait to have a bite. It's pretty yummy. Surprise! Make it yum, make it yours. That's what we have today. 2.0, how to be super easy, super simple, takes everything just up a